Good evening. Hi there, crafty friends. Give us a second to get going. All right, well, welcome. My name is Trisha Chuba, and I'm ButterDish Designs, and this is Crafty Hour, episode 124. I'm going to show you several sneak peeks tonight that are coming out of the new mini catalog. And yeah, we're just going to have some fun. Tonight, we're going to be making a card box with a new stamp set coming out called Petal Arrangements. So, anyways, give a second here. Get a drink before we start and see how long it takes Fig to jump up here and show herself. So, anyways, all right, let's go to the overhead. So, tonight we're going to be making this project right here. So, hey, Stay. Hey, Coney. So, this is going to be perfect for gift giving. I'm just going to show you. It's a nice slim box here. It is super simple to make. The box without the decoration just takes one 8.5 by 11. So if you want to grab a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and your trimmer / scorer and work along with me, we can do it together. So anyways, this is what we're making. Let me show you what I've done with it. So it's a belly band, and you open it up, and it has enough room to hold. I just made some simple cards and envelopes, so it actually holds 4. We're not going to be making the cards tonight. They're pretty easy. You can do that. I just went ahead and made these to show you. I'm not sure I'm going to decorate them yet or not. Y'all see Fig. Hi. Hi, little tyrant. So that's why I added Fig's picture to the Crafty Hour sign. Oh, no, you don't, Miss Thing. Say hi. Say hi. Show them how big you're getting. Inspector here. All right. So you could even add a few stamps in here, right? She's like, hey. They're actually, you could fit a very small pen, like a small size one down in the corner here, and give it as a nice box of stationery. So what do you think, Fig? Are you ready to roll? Oh, Fig. She's now trying to disperse the paper out of this. All right. You ready to go, kid? Mom's gonna do her shtick. Gonna show people how to make this. She doesn't care. What are you doing? Most curious kitty ever. I do want to show you something with her, though, before we get started. I don't see if we can see it here. So we first thought she was all black. But if you look on her side, she actually has stripes down the side. Figlet, yeah. Little Figlet. Little Figlet. There. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, you can be calm. Yes. Yes. Show everybody your pretty face. Yes. You can tell she's settled in really well. She is teething. She lost her first tooth just this week. It was one of our little canines. And another one's already growing in. So, so this is the calmest you've been. What the heck? You're showing off. You want people to know how crazy you are, huh? You're hypnotized? Okay. Oh, see, yes. Now she's biting me. Fig. No. Ah. Hey. Show everybody your teeth. Hey. Oh, it's already grown in good. So that's her little one that went out the other night. Oh, no. Down you go. Hi, Diane. All right. So let's get to making this, okay? I'm going to go to this. Go. All right. Here we go. Yeah. She's like chomp, chomp, chomp. All right. 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. I'm going to be using Berry Burst. I have paired it with Petunia Pop. And let's get started on this because you're really going to want to make this box. I promise you. All right. Let me go this way. And she's back. Fig, get down. Hold, please. Yeah. Get down. Go play. Go find your sister. Torment her. Okay. So we have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. On the 8.5 side, we are going to start. Make sure your cutting blade is out of the way because we're only scoring. Okay, we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. All right. Then we're going to 1 1/4 inches. All right, and then 7 1/4 inches, which is way over here. Oh, Fig. She is on my shoulder and hopping down. Oh, okay, so that's 7 1/4. And then get out of the way. 7 3/4. If you've ever wondered what crafting like a cat is like, this is it. Okay. You're going to turn it to the 11-inch side. All right. And we are going to score at 2.5. All right. 3 inches. 7.5. And 8. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and we'll go over that in a second. The next thing you need to do is pick out cardstock for the band, the belly band, okay? And I'm going with Petunia Pop on this one, and it will be 2 inches. All right, so by 11. So there you go. All right. Also, I pre-cut the designer series paper, which is, I'll tell you here in a second, as soon as I find it. What the heck? What'd you do with it, Fig? I know it was you. Oh, Fig. It's around here somewhere. Hang on. Well, all right, I'll show you this piece first. This is the two-toned cardstock, and this is a new embossing folder here, and it's coming out. And with the two-tone, this is Petunia Pop two-tone, and it is light on the one side and a little bit darker on the other side. That's why they call it two-tone. So that's that. Ah, here we go. It was just over here. So, and then we have this piece. These are for the flaps. All right, let's just get to the nitty-gritty of the box. And I'm going to pull out a Sharpie just so I can show you, because I'm sure it's hard to see the score lines on here. But so basically, you know, it's scored. I'm not going to keep going, but I'm going to show you the pieces that so these are what the corners are scored, and these are the ones we're going to cut off. So you've got, if you're coming in, you're going to have one score line, another, and we're cutting on the second one here up to the second one. So no little flaps or anything like that. We're just cutting this out. We're going to do that on all four corners here. All right. These, like I said, make great gifts. Just a little stationery set. You can add some stamps, a miniature pen. Hang on, my allergies are like going out. All right. There's that one. And one more. It's nice with this is to not have to remember to leave like a little flap or anything like that. It's just not necessary. All right. So here's our thing. We've cut away these four corners. So two score lines over, up, both directions, okay? All right. So you'll notice here that one flap is bigger than the other. The interior of the box here, show you, is the smaller flap, okay? You could switch it around if you want, but that's the way I have it here. And what's going to happen is on this one, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to put the DSP on this side and then the two-tone on this side. And before we get to folding and burnishing that, let me grab my little sander here. And the cool thing about the two-tone is that you just sand it lightly and then you get a totally different look. Hi, Kathy. You get a totally different look here as it has a white core. Let me tell you, this is the most fun sanding you'll ever have. Because it truly is, it's just fun. And just sand it as much or as little as you like. Go ahead and rip that off there. And then before we fold this, so that's going to be that side, and make sure I've got them going. There we go. Okay. Just trying to make sure that I'm going to have these going the direction I want them. Okay, there we go. Making sure the leaves are going the same direction. And this piece for the bigger side is 2 7/8 by 5 7/8. Just so you know. And if you missed the measurements for the box, you could just watch the replay. And here is the other side, which is 2 3/8 by 5 7/8. And I'll try to remember to put the measurements for the box into the description. That way you can just jot them down. All right. Okay, so now that we've got those two pieces done, let's go ahead and fold and burnish our score lines. So you'll have 2 on each side. Right. Okay, so the box is going to go together like so. Believe it or not, you only need tape on this inside bottom piece, which is just here and here. You could use whatever adhesive you like. I'm just going to be using some tear and tape on this. Okay. Right. I just figure it's probably going to get opened and closed quite a bit, so I'm just putting a little bit stronger adhesive on there. All right. Go ahead and pull this off. And I'm simply just lining that up there. All right. I am going to flip it over here and you won't be able to see this, but I am going to give it a burnish with the bone folder on the inside, just to make sure that tape is good and stuck. So there you have it. There is our box. Okay. So that's it. Now we're going to decorate it how we want. So I have a couple of die cuts here. And this is from an upcoming set called Branching Out. We are going to put this on our belly band, which we need to get our piece out for our belly band, which is the Petunia Pop. And it's it's this one. It's 2 inches by 11 inches. All right. Now I'm going to stamp this. The whole theme tonight is this Petal Arrangements stamp set, this new stamp set that's coming out there. The cool thing about the stamp set is you can get this wonderful large background, like so. But the even cooler part of this, which is that these come apart. Now, I did take a Sharpie because I didn't want to figure this puzzle out every time. So everywhere it meets, I went ahead and just made a small, tiny dot there, just so I don't have to worry about it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this belly band, and what I'm going to do is do one side of it here, and there we go. And the cool thing is I don't want all of these, so I'm just going to pull them off. We're going to be using Berry Burst. All right. Let's give it a little gentle push there. You see, I didn't quite get that inked. That's what this little tool's for. There we go. And then I'm going to flip it around here. I am going to go ahead and put these back on here. Where they meet. Right. I'm going to get a baby wipe, which I left over here. Hang on. I clean this side here. All right. And I'm going to pull this side off now. And we are just going to do this side, which I'm going to have to move the piece of paper over. I know that. A little inky. All right. So I am going this way. And all right, so there's our belly band. Okay, the only other stamping that we need to do this evening is our little decorative piece here. And so I am going to pull these off and try not to get ink onto my white cardstock here. All right. If you hear a noise, it's Fig in the hallway playing. Let's go ahead and do this one before we get going here. All right. That looks good there. I'm going to put this one up just a smidge higher. Oof, better not push down on that too hard because I over inked that. Ooh, shoo. You see what I did there? Oh, ink. Which tool did I just use? Are you talking about this one, Diane? So this helps if you have a hard time with your hands or anything, or if you just don't want to push very hard. Yeah, so this, you can find these on Etsy, and they're just to use with a stamp positioner tool platform, and they've just got really soft felt on one side, and they do that. They're just made on the laser. I can send you a link if you want. One of my friends' sons makes those for college money. So there's different colors you can get too. All right. So there's that. All right. We're going to have a smidge more fun with some Wink of Stella. So I am going to get out a scrap piece here because we're going to splatter. All right. Got this here, that. And I'm bringing out a spare block here. I have our wing of Stella. I'm going to get it going. I want it to be drippy, so let's get it going here. All right. So I'm just trying to give some extra shimmer in different places here. I'm trying to get, hang on here, trying to get more than is out there. There we go. There's some bigger blobs. There we go. All right, so there's that. And then set that to the side for a second, let it dry. Do this one. And yes. You could tap out a little tune while you're doing this. All right, I think that's good. All right, wipe that off. Fig, are you having a blast? Well, at least she's not up here, you know. All right, this side there. And so now I've added this. I know it's hard to see, but I think you can see better on this piece. I've got those shimmer flecks on there. So, okay. Well, let me show you how to put this together with your belly band. So, I like to use my trimmer here. All right. I'm not using the trimmer portion at all. I'm just using this as something to have this straight against. I am going to put this against this bar here. It's got a ledge, and it doesn't matter where it's at because you can slide it. So what I'm going to do is just try to get it centered on these two sides here as much as I can. And I'm going to very gently just kind of give it a good space there. All right. And I'm going to do the same with this side. And there we go. All right. So we'll come back to that in just a second. Actually, we can just leave it there. You'll want to use your tear and tape again. And this has enough, if you stick it up against the edge, to have 2 strips. Right. But you're going to be pulling that off and on quite often. I'd recommend the 2. A little long there. All right. So you don't want belly bands to be tight because you want them to fit snugly, but not too snugly, so that you can get them on and off. Okay. Just go ahead and line those up. I'm doing it this way to where my overlapping is on this side, because that way it's going to be hidden anyways by this. Okay. So, and I am also going to use tear and tape on the back of this, just in the middle. And here we go. All right. Let me go ahead and attach the front before. And this part we can just glue. when you're doing that splatter with the Wink of Stella, just make sure you don't have anything precious out, because it has a tendency to fly around. Okay. All right. Good thing Fig's not up here. She'd be very sparkly. All right. So this is just going to go in the center here. That's pretty good there. All right. And then last but not least, we'll go ahead and decorate it. And that is here with the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots, because they have the Berry Burst. So, all right. I'm really liking the tone on tone of these two together. I'm making sure just, oops, I lost the sticky back to that one. That was my fault. Oh, it's right there. That's okay. It happens. All right, so as you can see, I've got one. Oh, this is my original one. Thank you, Coney. This is the one I just made. I was like, why is this one heavy? All right, so the two differences between the two that I made are, after I got done making this, I wanted a little bit of differential in the color there, so I went with the Berry Burst on this one instead of the Petunia Pop back there, because it's all Petunia Pop, and then the box is Berry Burst. And then, like I said, we're not making these, but I'll show you. I made a set of 4 note cards to go inside. I just did 2 of the Berry Burst on the Petunia Pop, and then these are Berry Burst on Berry Burst, and then the cardstock is Petunia Pop, and here are the envelopes. And I'll show you that. Oops, they're upside down. There's the inside of the card. So you could further decorate them. You could add a sentiment on there, but you want to be mindful not to make it too big or too thick, because you want them to fit into the box. So anyways, there's the project for tonight. All right. So hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll give this box a try. If you do, let me know. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, so we'll see you next week for episode 125, and I'll see what kind of fun we can get into. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you then. Bye.